Today we are going to do Grade 9 Science, 4th lesson, Basic Concepts Associated with Force. This is a very small lesson. There are only 4 subtopics. First one, force. Second one, magnitude of force, direction of force and point of application, graphical representation of force. So these are the 4 subtopics that we are going to discuss today. First subtopic, force. When we are talking about force, consider situations like lifting an object, pushing a table, opening or closing a door, or hitting a ball. In such instances, what we do is pulling or pushing the object. Such a pulling or a pushing is called a force. If someone asks what is force, you can simply say force means a pull or a push. Accordingly, by applying a force, object at rest can be moved. Here in this picture, ball is moving because player hit the ball, otherwise ball is at rest. Object in motion can be stopped. In this player stopping the ball by applying a force. If this player didn't stop the ball, object is still moving. So object in motion can be stopped. The speed of motion can be changed and the direction of motion can be changed. Here is a cricketer. Cricketer can do these both. Speed of motion can be changed and also the direction of motion can be changed. Shape of object can be changed. Magnitude of force. There are several equipment that we can be used to measure the magnitude of force. Spring balance is simple equipment used for this purpose. What is inside a spring balance is a spring that changes its length according to the force applied. It is calibrated according to the strength, length of the spring. There are several units to measure the magnitude of force. According to the International System of Units, magnitude of force is measured by Newton. Newton indicates by capital N. Here you can see some pictures of spring balance. Direction of a force and point of application. When a ball is being hit, the direction of the hit decides the direction of its motion. When a drawer is being opened, it should be pulled towards us. When it's to be closed, it should be pushed to the opposite direction. Thus, it's clear that not only the magnitude but also the direction of application of force is important. The result of the force changes according to the point on which it is applied. Now I told you the result of a force changes according to the point on which it is applied. For an example, you can see picture in the slide. As in the picture, I place the bottle top of the table. If it is pushed with the finger kept close to bottom, it will move away along the table top. But if it is pushed at the top, it will drop. As you can see in the first picture, if it is pushed with the finger kept close to bottom, now I am pushing the bottle from bottom. This is my point of application. Now I am pushing the bottle. You can see bottle is moving away. But if it is pushed measuring from the top. So now you can see as this observation, the result of a force changes according to the point on which force is applied. So what is known as the point of application? The point of an object on which the force is exerted is known as the point of application. Here you can see activity 4.2 in your textbook. You can do this activity at home. From this activity can be concluded as follows. The force acts to the direction of pulling along the thread. So when you get this wooden block, here is the thread. When you pull the thread front, this wooden box also moving front. When you move little bit side this thread, this wooden block also moving that way. So it's a simple thing that we all know. The object moves along the direction of force exerted. The quantities that have a magnitude as well as a direction are known as vector quantities. There are main two quantities, vector quantities and scalar quantities. Magnitude as well as a direction are known as vector quantities. Force has magnitude and direction. Now you know that force has magnitude and a direction. Therefore, force is a vector quantity. Graphical representation of force. Last subtopic that we are going to discuss. The magnitude, direction and the point of application of a force can be graphically represented by a segment of straight line. Here, the magnitude is represented by the length, direction is represented by the arrowhead, point of application is represented by a dot at the starting point of the segment of straight line. Let's see some examples. First one, the magnitude of force of 10 Newton acting on the object to the direction of east. Here is the object, point of application represented by a dot. When you are representing a magnitude by length, you have to write scale here, and 1 centimeter you can represent 5 Newton. So then 2 centimeters you can represent 10 Newton. Then you should draw 2 centimeter line here. Then arrowhead represent the direction. And then also you have to write 10 Newton here. The magnitude of force of 5 Newton acting on the object to the direction of west. Here is the object. Point of application represented by a dot. When we are representing magnitude, you have to write scale. 1 centimeter, you can represent 5 Newton. So you should draw 1 centimeter line here. And direction of arrowhead direction. Then you have to write 5 Newton. Third example. The magnitude of force of 15 Newton acting on the object to the direction of north. Here is the object. Dot represent point of application. When you are representing magnitude from length, you have to write scale. 1 centimeter represent 5 Newton. So 2 centimeter represent 10 Newton. 3 centimeter represent 15 Newton. You should draw 3 centimeter line here. And arrowhead represent the direction. You have to write 15 Newton here. Fourth example, the magnitude of force 5 Newton on the object scale, object to the direction of south, object here, and point of application represented by a dot, length represented magnitude. When we are representing length, you can write scale, 1 centimeter represent 5 Newton. So you should draw 1 centimeter line here. Arrowhead represent direction. Then you have to write 5 Newton here. Graphical representation of force are the subtopics you watch how to draw. So here there are 3 examples because it may not clear in the slide how to draw. So I'll explain this whiteboard. First one, 20 Newton force to east. First one, here is the object, and here 20 Newton. I will represent point of application by a dot and magnitude by length. So right here scale, we are representing 20 Newton. So in 1 cm we can represent 10 Newton. For 2 centimeters we can represent 20 Newton. So here you should draw 2 centimeter line measured by a ruler, the arrowhead, the direction east, 50 Newton. So second one, 50 Newton force to south. Here is the object, point of application by a dot, then represent by magnitude. In here I'm writing scale, 1 centimeter represent 25 Newton. Then 2 centimeter can represent 50 Newton. So you should draw 2 centimeter line here and arrowhead to represent the direction. We have to write 50 Newton. Third example, object and point of application represented by a dot. Then in here also I'm writing scale, 1 centimeter represent 5 Newton. 2 centimeter represent 10 Newton. 3 centimeter represent 15 Newton. So draw here 3 centimeter line. Arrowhead represent the direction. 15 Newton. So I think now it's very clear how we can graphical representation of force. In our day-to-day life, we apply force on various objects. When we write with a pen, we have to apply force to move the pen on the sheet of paper. When walking, force are applied to the floor by our feet. When playing cricket, forces are applied to the ball by hitting the bat. To move the bat, the player has to apply force to the on the bat. So there are so many. We are applying force in our day-to-day life. We have to make an effort to do this type of work. Most of the time, we apply forces in the easiest way to reduce effort. For example, let us consider the figure 4.11. It means this figure A. A person throwing a loaded cart is shown there. He applies a horizontal force. In this picture, he applies a horizontal force because the cart should be moved horizontally. But the person has to bend and pull with the difficulty to maintain the horizontal force. This difficulty can be easily overcome by drawing the cart to a direction shown in the figure B. Although the force is not applied horizontally, the cart moves to the direction he wants. What he do is changing the direction of force to make the work easy. A person pushing a loaded cart is shown in the figure A. The person has to bend and push with difficulty. To ease the work, a wooden or a metal handle can be fitted to the cart and the point where force is applied can be changed. Here you can see in figure B. So we finished this lesson. It's very small lesson. Now I'm going to read a whole summary of this lesson. Force is a pull or a push. When a force is applied, an object at rest can be moved, an object in motion can be stopped. The speed of motion can be changed. The direction of motion can be changed. The shape of an object can be changed. Standard of measuring force is Newton. Newton represented by capital N. Newton's spring balance is used to measure the magnitude of force. Force has a direction and a magnitude. Therefore, force is a vector quantity. The point on which the force is acting on the object is known as the point of application of the force. Day-to-day life activities can be done easily by changing the direction and the point of application of force. So thank you watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe my channel if you are not subscribed it yet. Let's see with you with another video. Thank you.